starting with problem number 1. These are all of the graphs. You need to have a really good understanding of these graphs to move on. That's why I'm going to go through them all. Number 1. Colin, is it on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're going to do is first look at, this is your new x-axis at -2. You're going to draw a broken line at -2. And it's the cosine graph. The cosine graph, the amplitude of this is 1. It starts 1 unit above, so it's going to be above, on, below, on, above. So it looks like a cup. Now they want you on this homework to go backwards to -2 pi. So there you go. That's the first graph. Number 2, it's the new x-axis is 1. So you're going to start at 1. And the sine graph starts on. Goes on, above, on, below, on. Like that, and then go backwards. Next one, number 3. Number 3 is written mixed up. So if you fix it, you'll see that you have a shift 4 units up. So 1, 2, 3, here's your new x-axis right here. And normally the sine graph starts on and it goes above, but because it's a negative, it's a reflection. So it's going to go, it starts on, below, on, above, on, like that. And go the other way. Number 4, your new x-axis is 3. Y equals 3. Now normally the cosine graph starts it would start 1 unit above, but now you're going to be a reflection. So it's going to be like an upside down cup. And then go the other way. Number 5, we talked about this in our notes. This is the absolute value. In the sine graph, it normally looks, I'm going to show you really quick, it normally looks like this. Okay, but what you're doing is you're taking the absolute value of everything, so all of these numbers here are going to be positive. So instead of, it's going to look like that, I'm going to erase that, and this piece would be up here, just like that. Number 6, the cosine graph is going to be, like, and it's negative, so it's going to be a reflection. It's going to look like this. If it were positive, it would be above, but because it's a reflection, it's upside down. Number 7, it's that sine graph, absolute value, but it's 2 units up. So you would start here and go. Just like that, 2 units up. Number 8. This one's written backwards. It's an upside down absolute value sine curve plus 2. So you're going to shift 2 units up. And it's this graph, but it's flipped upside down. So it's going to look like this. Like that. Number 9. There's no shift up or down. So you're on the x-axis, but it has an amplitude of 3. So you're gonna start here, you're gonna go 3 units up, 1, 2, 3. Back on, below, and on, so it looks like this. And then go backwards. Next side. Number 10. The x-axis is your axis. This is the cosine curve, but it's upside down, and the cosine curve normally starts, it would start 3 high. That would be your amplitude, but because it's a negative, you're gonna start 3 low. Number 11. This is the sine curve. The x-axis is going to be your axis. And it's an upside down sine curve. So it starts here, and you're going to go 2. The amplitude is 2. Just like that. Number 12 is the cosine curve. Now, in the x-axis is your axis, your new it's the original. Now, the amplitude is a half, so it's going to start a half up and down. So this is a vertical compression. Just like that. They're all, it's half. Now what some people will do is they'll change their dots, they'll make this a half and that, but you have to label that for me to know that. Number 13, where's your new x-axis at 2? And this is the sine curve. The sine curve starts on, you're gonna go 3 above, back on, 3 below, 1, 2, 3, and back on. So it's like this. Number 14, your new x-axis is -1. And it's an upside down cosine curve, so it's going to start 1 below. This is a crazy one. Your new x-axis, this is a hard one to do. I mean, it's really, if you look at it, it's -1/4 is your x-axis. So you would be starting here. Actually, no, you're going to be starting a quarter below that. And then from there, think about this, you're a quarter below, and so you're gonna start a quarter below, because it's a reflection, and you're gonna go on. So here's your quarter. This is a vertical compression by a quarter, and then you're gonna go back on, above a quarter, and down, back on, and then back here. So it's super small. So actually this, where it's below, is going to be a half, -1/2. And go backwards. So one's a hard one to do. Very hard. But what I would do on this one is I would change my scale. Definitely change my scale. Next one, you're gonna start at -1/2. And it's an upside down sine curve. So you have to go 2 units. So if this is -1/2, to go upside down 2, you're gonna go, so that's a half. So that would be 1, and this would be, so it's right in the middle, like that. So you're gonna start here at -1/2, so your amplitude off this x-axis should be 2 units. So now you're gonna go 2, and then now when you do 2, you're gonna go, there's 1, and that's 2 right there. Next one. We've got the sine, absolute value of the sine, it's 2 units up. So if you were to rewrite this, two is your new x-axis. And it's the absolute value one. The absolute value one with an amplitude of 2, so it's gonna be up like this, down. Looks like bouncy balls. And the last one, 2 units down. And it's an upside down amplitude of 3 sine curve. So you would start here and you're gonna go 3 down. Back on, and go 3, 1, 2, 3 up. Back on. And that was the homework.